The wildlife encounters that will leave you speechless. Have you ever been so close to something so big, so powerful, it just leaves you speechless? That's the exact feeling we've chased all over the globe, searching for those fleeting, once-in-a-lifetime moments with the wild. These are the encounters that go beyond words, the ones that remind you we're all just a small part of a much, much grander world. Today, we're not just showing you wildlife, we're taking you with us. We're counting down the top 5 moments that left us completely and utterly speechless. Our countdown kicks off in a place that feels like it belongs on another planet, a hidden gem in the rock islands of Palau. It's called Jellyfish Lake, and swimming here is like floating through a living galaxy. The second you slip into the warm, still water, the world above just vanishes. You're suddenly inside a silent golden snowstorm. Except it's not snow, it's millions of jellyfish. These are golden jellyfish, and after thousands of years in this isolated lake, they've completely lost their sting. You can swim right through them, feeling nothing but the soft, gentle brush of their bodies. They spend their days following the arc of the sun, which gives them their energy. To be suspended right in the middle of it all is a lesson in tranquility. There's no adrenaline, no fear, just this deep sense of peace. All you can hear is your own heartbeat, surrounded by a silent, pulsing dance of life. The whole thing is surreal, almost spiritual. It's proof that nature's most powerful moments aren't always the loudest. Sometimes they're in the quietest corners of the earth, in the silent drift of a million golden souls. This experience is incredibly fragile, though. Climate patterns have caused the jellyfish population to decline, making a moment like this even more precious. From the quiet waters of Palau, we're heading to the sun-drenched plains of Africa, specifically the Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya. This is a land of giants, and we were there for one giant in particular, the white rhino. There's this idea that an animal this huge has to be aggressive, but what we saw was pure, unfiltered peace. We were in an open-sided Jeep, engine off. The air was thick with the smell of dust and wild sage. There they were, a crash of rhinos, just grazing, their armored bodies looking like ancient boulders that had decided to get up and walk. A mother and her calf broke off and started walking toward us. Now, every instinct in your body is screaming, be nervous. A wild animal that big, getting that close, what would you even do? But they didn't charge. They didn't even seem to care we were there. The mother got so close I could see the individual folds in her tough, leathery skin and what felt like ancient wisdom in her eyes. She gave us a look, decided we weren't a threat, and just went back to grazing, literally an arm's length from our Jeep. Her calf, full of clumsy curiosity, copied her every move. The only sounds were the pull and tear of grass and the soft huff of their breath. Being so completely ignored by a 2-ton animal is humbling. It's a moment of acceptance, a quiet signal that we were just temporary guests in their world. You're just hit with this overwhelming respect for their calm, powerful presence. It left us speechless, not from fear, but from a deep, profound reverence for these magnificent, peaceful animals. For our third encounter, we're swapping the open savanna for the dense, misty canopy of Costa Rica's cloud forests. We're in the San Gerardo de Dota Valley, a place whispered about by birders as a sanctuary for one of the most beautiful birds on the planet. We were looking for a legend, the resplendent quetzal. Finding a quetzal is not easy. They're incredibly shy, and their iridescent green feathers are the perfect camouflage in the lush forest. For days, we were up before dawn, hiking through the damp, cool air, just listening for its unique call. We'd see a flash of color here, a hint of movement there, but the bird itself felt like a ghost. It's a chase that takes serious patience. Then, on our final morning, just as the sun started to cut through the mist, it happened. There he was, a male quetzal in full breeding plumage, perched on a branch. The sight is almost hard to believe. His chest was a brilliant crimson. Against the emerald green of his body, his tail, two magnificent shimmering feathers that flowed down like a waterfall, longer than his entire body. He just sat there, a living jewel, occasionally rustling his feathers and exploding into a rainbow of color as they caught the light. You don't just see a quetzal, you experience it. The rest of the world just fades away. For a second, we forgot all about our cameras and just soaked it in, feeling the privilege of the moment. It was a flash of impossible color in a world of green, and it's etched into my memory forever. We're about to jump into our top 2 encounters, and trust me, the intensity is about to go way up. If you're loving this journey and want to see more incredible wildlife, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to let us know you want more adventures like this, and it means you won't miss what's next. Your support is what makes these trips happen. All right, let's get to number 2. The number 2 spot takes us back to Africa, this time to the vast, dry landscape of Namibia's Etosha National Park. This is a harsh place where the line between life and death is razor thin. No animal embodies that raw power more than the lion. We were on a self-drive safari, kicking up a cloud of white dust. We'd been tracking a pride for hours, following their prints in the sand. Then, up ahead, a line of cars stopped. We saw them, not 1 or 2, but a whole pride walking right toward us, using the road as their own personal highway. Nothing prepares you for a lion walking past your car. You're told to stay inside, be quiet, make yourself small. The lead lioness locked her amber eyes on us as she approached. It wasn't aggression, just pure, unchallenged authority. She didn't walk around our car, she walked past it like it was just another rock. Her paws didn't make a sound on the road. The rest of the pride followed, their muscular bodies moving with a liquid grace that hides their incredible power. One of the younger males paused right next to my window. He was so close I could see a scar over his eye. I could count the whiskers on his muzzle. He turned his head and looked right at me. In that moment, the glass and steel between us felt totally meaningless. You get a very primal understanding of your exact spot on the food chain. It was a minute of pure, heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled awe. They weren't putting on a show for us, they were just living, and we were lucky enough to be in their way. That silent, powerful procession left us breathless. That brings us to number 1, the moment that inspired this whole journey. We're back where we started, the cold, clear waters of the Broughton Archipelago in British Columbia, Canada. We were on a multi-day sea kayaking trip through an area packed with orcas and humpback whales. The guides taught us to raft up, linking our kayaks together to seem bigger and less threatening if whales got close. We heard them before we saw them, that explosive whoosh of a blowhole echoing across the water. A pod of humpbacks was nearby. On our guide's command, we rafted up, just bobbing in the gentle swell, and waited. The sounds got closer, these huge sighs of breath that seemed to vibrate right through the water into our kayaks. Then it happened, not 100 yards away, not 50, but right next to us. A 40-ton, 50-foot-long humpback whale launched itself out of the water. 1 second, there was nothing but sea. The next, a colossal body covered in barnacles was hanging in the air, impossibly graceful. The sound was deafening, the whale's breath, the thunder of thousands of gallons of water crashing down. Mist from its blowhole rained down on us. It was so close I could see the patterns in its eye. It was pure, unfiltered shock and awe. You feel tiny, completely insignificant next to that kind of natural power. The whale crashed back into the sea, sending a wave that lifted our little raft of kayaks right up. And then, just as fast as it appeared, it was gone. All that was left was a ringing in our ears and a deep, shared silence. Nobody spoke. Nobody could. We just sat there, soaking wet and trembling, having just been greeted by a leviathan. That's a moment that goes beyond speechless. It's a moment that changes you. From the silent ballet of jellyfish in Palau to the quiet strength of a Kenyan rhino, from a fleeting glimpse of a Costa Rican jewel to the raw power of Namibian lions, and finally to the heart-stopping breach of a Canadian humpback, these are the moments we live for. They're raw, unpredictable, and powerful reminders of the wild beauty that's still out there. Traveling to see these animals is a privilege, and it comes with a huge responsibility to do it ethically, to respect their space, support conservation, and protect their homes for the future. The goal is always to be a quiet guest in their world.